Today's WNEM TV5 Evening Extra is brought to you by the Law Office of Carol Thomas.
Thanks for tuning in to TV5 Evening Extra. Universities typing up a new lesson plan to help boost teacher retention in Michigan.
This collaboration also aims to improve teacher preparation, quality, and recruitment.
TV5's James Felton tells us how CMU and 4 other universities hope this program makes the grade.
We lose about as many teachers going out as many new teachers coming in each and every year in Michigan. So our goal is to stabilize the workforce in Michigan.
Dr. Chad Waldron is the chairperson of the Department of Teacher and Special Education at Central Michigan University. That institution, along with 4 others in Michigan, are part of the new Education Preparation Providers Collaborative. Waldron says each university has received a 2-year, $100,000 state grant to work on helping solve the problems of teacher preparation in Michigan.
What they need are a variety of strategies. They need to feel supported in their profession. They want to feel valued by both their colleagues and community members and stakeholders. And they want to be knowledgeable about kids in a variety of communities and a variety of places.
Waldron told us what CMU will focus on as part of this collaborative.
We're going to be working with our district partners, local teachers, as well as our faculty to explore how we can better prepare future teachers for leading classroom practices, such as small group instruction, attending to various students' needs when they need intervention.
Waldron says one of the areas this grant does not address is teacher salaries. He points out the state per pupil funding continues to rise. And he tells us there are considerations at the state level to offer more competitive salaries to help teachers stay in the field. Given that, Waldron is optimistic this new collaborative can make a difference.
As a researcher, as an educator, and as a parent, that makes me really happy that we're having those conversations of how to make better teachers each and every day for kids throughout Michigan.
James Felton, WNEM TV5.
And to learn more about this program, go to the Tuesday Hot Links section on our website, WNEM.com.
And temperatures around mid-Michigan tonight, really not much different from what we've been experiencing for quite a while now. And there's no sign of these below average temperatures stopping anytime soon. A little improvement late in the weekend and early next week, where we'll likely see some 20s again. But until then, it's more in the teens, and at night, temperatures that fall near 0. Right now, it's 10 at MBS, Bay City, Midland, and Saginaw, as well as Flint. We've got 11 in Owasso, 9 in Tawas City, 12 in Standish, as well as Caseville, and wind chills trailing those actual temperatures by at least a few degrees, with many between about 0 and 10 below tonight. Winds are mostly northwesterly between 5 and 15. Those winds will likely stay at least a little bit more active tonight. Would expect solidly 5 to 10 as we head towards tomorrow morning. And a look at downtown Flint shows that we've got drier streets today compared to several days recently, as most of our lake effect has started to end. Your forecast for the rest of the night shows any lingering snow will likely come to an end for most. Wind chills dropping even further as the night goes on, but not to cold weather advisory territory. We'll take a look at some of the coldest wind chills of the week coming up.
Thank you, Chris. Saginaw and State Police are investigating the first murder of the year. Just before 6 this morning, officers were called to 12th Street near Lapeer and James. When they arrived, police found a 41-year-old man who had been shot to death. A person has been arrested. Stay with TV5 on air, online, and on our mobile app for any updates.
A 17-year-old boy is accused of shooting a gun during a fight in Saginaw Township, damaging nearby buildings. Police were called to the intersection of Weiss Street and Churchill Lane after several gunshots were heard yesterday afternoon. Investigators say a fight broke out between 2 girls. During that fight, the 17-year-old fired a gun in the direction of the girls. The boy took off, but eventually turned himself in to Saginaw Township Police last night. He is now at the Saginaw County Juvenile Center. No one was injured, but a local business and home were damaged by the gunfire.
A $70 million investment could be coming to Bay County. Consumers Energy wants to transform the site of the former Weddock coal power plant in Hampton Township. Next month, the Planning Commission will review a special use permit request for a battery energy storage system. The proposal includes a 45-megawatt battery energy storage facility and equipment that would enhance grid reliability. The Planning Commission's meeting is February 12th at 7 at Hampton Township Hall.
More than $800,000 in federal funding will go toward improving the Bridgeport Fire Department.
We are proud to officially announce that we secured $866,000 in federal funding to repair and upgrade the fire station here in Bridgeport Charter Township.
While touring the station today, Congresswoman Kristen McDonald-Rivett said the money will make vital improvements to ensure the department is able to meet the demands of modern emergency response. Improvements include expanding the station, fixing structural issues within the building, and installing proper decontamination facilities.
Members of our community that come in when the alarm goes off at whatever time of the day or night it is, being able to come in, do their job, get cleaned up before they even go back into their personal vehicle, back to their homes, is going to be a massive thing that we should have an ability to provide all of our firefighters and our community members.
McDonald-Rivett says she hopes to see the project get underway by the end of this year.
A free screening for early cancer detection. On Saturday, the National Minority Quality Forum is holding a cancer community town hall and mini clinic in Flint. You can hear discussions on prevention, early detection, and efforts at protecting your long-term health. Along with cancer screenings, there will also be vaccines, health education, and water distribution. Saturday's town hall and mini clinic start at 11 at the Flint Development Center on Martin Luther King Avenue. You can register in the hot link section on WNEM.com.
Carving for Snowfest has officially begun.
The Frosty Fun planned for the whole family, and when you can see the finished carvings after the break.
Tickets are now on sale for the 10th annual Galentine's Day. Coming up, what's new for the celebration honoring a decade of friendship. The unrest in Minneapolis as immigration enforcement continues there has inspired a commissioner to once again push to make Bay City a so-called welcoming city.
Last time it was vetoed by the mayor, but what does he think about it now?
TV5's James Felton spoke to him and the city commissioner reintroducing this measure to learn what could happen if the resolution is passed.
There are going to be changes to it. So I'm not just reintroducing the same resolution, but it's in the same spirit of what we were trying to accomplish with that resolution.
7th Ward Bay City Commissioner Christopher Runberg plans to reintroduce resolution language to make Bay City a welcoming city. He says he's heard from residents who are concerned about the deaths of 2 people in Minneapolis involving ICE officers.
They're carrying things like their birth certificate and social security cards with them, even though they're U.S. residents, even though most of them are U.S. born.
Last year, the City Commission passed Runberg's Resolution 5-4, but Bay City Mayor Christopher Girard vetoed it.
I think it needs to be evaluated same as the last time. The community as a whole, I didn't feel supported the last time, and I guess we'll evaluate to see what the community says again.
Girard said about 80% of residents that reached out to him last year were against the resolution. He also wonders what the resolution would accomplish.
In Minnesota, that's what happened was in a sanctuary city. And so what did that really prevent? Obviously, there's been 2 incidents. I don't necessarily agree with what's going on there at all, right? I've seen the videos. I have my own concerns, but I have to look at the bigger picture for the residents of the city of Bay City.
And part of that is concern about government dollars for Bay City.
We lost $1.6 million in funding for our streets. Is that going to be impacted if we make this decision to put this in? Future funding, right? Not just past funding, future funding. Is that going to impact that and knowing the political landscape?
Girard tells us he'll wait for the resolution language to be introduced and go from there. For his part, Runberg says it will be an uphill climb to get his resolution to the finish line, but he thinks it can happen in the current climate.
I believe that if communities across this country stand up and use this moment to strike while the iron's hot, we can push back on this administration. We can keep pressure on the federal government to keep them out of our communities and only work with us on issues that we've requested their help on.
Runberg plans to introduce his new version of a welcoming city resolution at the city commissioners meeting on February 16th. Saginaw saw its first murder of the year early this morning. Police say they were called to North 12th Street at 5:30, where they found a 41-year-old man dead from a gunshot wound. Police say a suspect is in custody. Anyone with information is urged to call Saginaw Police or Crime Stoppers.
Former state representative Joelle Jones has pleaded guilty after bringing a gun into Covenant Hospital. Saginaw police say back in August, they were called to the hospital to help security officers who found Jones with 2 guns inside. Jones's plea canceled a scheduled jury trial. He'll be sentenced on March 2nd.
There's now less competition in the race to become Michigan's next attorney general. Former federal prosecutor Mark Totten, a Democrat, announced he's ending his campaign. He says that decision was because of recent endorsements by major labor unions. Another Democrat, Oakland County prosecutor Karen McDonald, was endorsed by the UAW yesterday. Totten says he will support whichever Democrat earns the nomination. The remaining Democrats are McDonald, Washtenaw County prosecutor Ellie Savitt, and public defender William Noakes. Republicans in the race are Eaton County prosecutor Doug Lloyd, attorney Kevin Kievsky, and former nominee Matt DePerno. It's been nearly 5 months since registered nurses and caseworkers at Henry Ford Genesis went on strike. They've been outside on the picket line in Grand Blanc Township through late summer, fall, and now into the middle of winter.
So how are the Teamsters handling this freezing weather as their push for a new contract marches on? TV5's Zane Omer went to the picket line today to find out.
At 4 o'clock this afternoon, it felt like -3 degrees here in Grand Blanc Township, but the freezing temperatures isn't cooling down the picket line outside of Henry Ford Genesis.
I did not think we would be out here.
It looks a lot different now than when Teamsters Local 332 began its strike outside of Henry Ford Genesis. The grass now blanketed with thick snow. The temperatures about 63 degrees colder, but the nurses' message remains the same.
It's definitely strength in numbers, warmth in numbers, support in numbers, and that's just like everything all day is sticking together.
Nurse care manager Lisa Edwards says the bitter cold is a challenge on the picket line. Strikers relying on layered clothes, burn barrels, and each other to stay warm.
And that's when you kind of like you've got your group text where you reach out to each other and say, today's the day. I am having a hard time to getting out there, and we just lift each other up, tell some jokes, make sure you're well nourished, get you a cup of coffee, whatever you need to get through. And that's exactly what we do inside. So we just keep doing that outside too.
Edwards says the snow and ice haven't stopped the support they've seen from the community.
We just had a huge food delivery. We just all ate. We had a donation from Omega Diner in Grand Blanc here. They've brought us food several times with no ask for return. One of our nurses' fathers, he's constantly bringing us food. I feel like the worse the weather is, the more honks we get, and we appreciate that because it truly, truly does help us keep walking.
As the strike nears a new month, she's hopeful for an end in sight soon.
We just didn't expect this to happen like this, but it's worth it.
Thursday marks 150 days since the strike began. Stick with TV5 as we continue to bring you more updates. Reporting in Grand Blanc Township, Zane Omer, WNEM TV5.
A spokesperson for Henry Ford Health says the hospital has met with Teamsters leaders at least 70 times as negotiations continue. A statement says, in part, we are hopeful about the prospect of a contract that values nurses and recognizes their professional expertise, is consistent with Henry Ford Health's safe staffing models, and helps assure the hospital can continue to serve the community in the safe and efficient way our patients and team members expect and deserve. Meanwhile, Teamsters Local 332 President Dan Glass tells TV5 they have been meeting with Henry Ford Genesis management consistently and remain committed to reaching a deal that honors members' work and commitment to their community and this hospital. Taking a live look in Frankenmuth as carving for Zender's Snowfest officially gets underway. The annual festival opens to the public tomorrow morning when you can watch artists chip away at double and single snow blocks. Public voting starts on Thursday. Friday, the U.S. Army Band kicks off Country Night in the warming tent. The cover charge is $5 after 6. There's also a petting zoo and pony rides for the kids. On Saturday, snow carvers will be awarded for their creations ahead of the annual fireworks show at 7:30. The rock show headlines the warming tent at 8. For more on what to expect during Zender's Snowfest, head to the Hotlink section of WNEM.com.
The Sloan Museum of Discovery is rolling out the pink carpet for ladies to celebrate Galentine's Day. This year's celebration will feature more than 70 vendors and interactive experiences. You can enjoy karaoke, a photo booth, yoga sessions, massages, and door prizes, plus a chance to win a vacation to Barbados. The event is for those 18 and up and is Friday, February 27th. For more information and to get your tickets, go to the Hotlink section on WNEM.com.
In the Great Lakes ice coverage up to around 44% or very close to that. And Lake Huron making a lot of progress over the last couple of weeks. Even Lake Erie almost iced over completely. Lake Ontario, Lake Michigan, and Lake Superior still have a long way to go. So we'll still get some lake effect snow on the west side and from Lake Superior, but getting tougher to do off of Lake Huron as that distance, even for northerly flow, is getting a lot shorter. This certainly beats last year's percentage. That's right around 17.5%. A look outside tonight at Birch Run along I-75. Camera shaking in the wind. Likely still some wind gusts that are close to about 20 to 30 miles per hour. Temperatures later tonight will drop down near zero. And of course, with the wind still going strong and high temperatures only rising into the teens tomorrow, we'll still have that wind chill factor as we go into Wednesday. So your future feels like temperature as we go through tonight. Expected to drop off to around 5 to 15 degrees below zero. It looks like we'll be in that 0 to 10 below category in most areas by tomorrow morning's bus stops. Could be a little chillier in the thumb, but it won't be an all-day thing. We expect wind chills to improve towards the afternoon. Could be near zero or even a little bit below or a bit above by the afternoon bus stops, and it looks like we'll keep that going into the early parts of the evening. I think Thursday could be a little bit colder, between about 10 and 20 below in more locations than Wednesday morning. And then I think the day, if there is one, that we have to keep a close eye on schools, that would be later this week between about 15 and 25 degrees below zero. As far as your forecast goes in the long term, still not expecting much of a pattern change with our temperatures even going all the way out to February 10th. The best odds for above average temperatures continue to exist to our west. We're not seeing quite as solid of a chance to keep below average temperatures, but we're still in that category, and we'll see how things evolve here. But it looks like a lot of this ice that we've been talking about and a lot of this snowpack that we have on the ground, that'll be sticking around for a while. So your first alert pinpoint Doppler radar shows tonight we don't really have much snow to deal with. Most of it's tied up to the northwest or the southwest of us. An occasional flurry, not impossible for the next couple of hours, but I think most of the night is going to be dry. As we head through the day tomorrow, maybe some occasional snow from time to time, not as much as we've seen in recent days. I think we'll probably see more of an isolated coverage tomorrow, if anything at all, and accumulations should be pretty minor if we even see anything. Your forecast for the next 7 days shows temperatures will likely be in the teens to low 20s as we head towards the weekend, mid-20s early next week, and it looks like we'll at least stay that way for at least a couple of days.
Want to hear more about the weather? Head on over to our digital live stream at 9 tonight. You can join the stream at WNEM.com, our TV5 YouTube and Facebook pages, our Roku and Fire Stick channels, or on the TV5 News app.
All new tonight, turning a Texas neighborhood into a winter wonderland. The chef turned sculptor in tonight's Can't Miss moment on the news at 10 on the Great Lakes Sports and Entertainment Network.
Then on TV5 News at 11, high school athletes in Michigan can now sign name, image, and likeness deals. What parents think about this change?
Also on 11, paying for road repairs in the face of shrinking gas tax revenues is a user's fee in the future. Thank you for watching WNEM Evening Extra. Of course, keep up with us as the news breaks online on our app or on social media. We'll see you on TV5 at 11.